Okay, I started 20 days prior to when my actual college was starting, and I felt that starting about 15 20 days earlier to when your college is starting is the right time to go. The first thing is that you will be able to form a lot of friends and get through all those orientation programs. If you're going late, like about 5 to 10 days, you might miss a bit of orientation activities. The orientation courses and seminars are very important in most colleges, and at least at Georgia Tech, they tell you about everything pertaining to Georgia Tech. They introduce you to all the clubs at Georgia Tech. They introduce you to life at Georgia Tech. They introduce you to all the shuttles and services and transportation activities going on at Georgia Tech. So overall, I think that it's very important to go 20 days prior. Firstly, you get to attend all of these activities, and secondly, in those 20 days, you might make yourself a lot more comfortable in that area, living over there, living with your roommates, and also then getting to know other people and hanging out with them. So yeah, definitely go about 15 20 days early. So at Georgia Tech, and especially for my program, I had a very good class composition. We had a lot of diversity going on. So we had 52 people in the program, and out of that, 9 were Indian and 12 were Chinese. So we had about 21 people, Indians and Chinese. But other than that, there were a lot of Americans, which you don't find in master's program in the US. We had a lot of Americans, about 7 or 8. We had a lot of Europeans. We had people from France. We had people from Netherlands. We had people from Spain, and then we had people from South America, Venezuela, Chile, Mexico, and all those places. So we had a very good diverse class, and that helps because then you get to know a lot about all those different cultures, and you basically form a lot of good networks. So if you want to work in any other country, or if you want to build something in any other country, the kind of network and exposure really helps, because now you are getting into touch with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. I had a question which was, what are the different engineering branches from people come from in supply chain masters? This is something about composition itself. The beauty of this program is that not only people from mechanical or industrial engineering are in this program. We had some people from pharmacy who were into the supply chain engineering program. We had people from chemical engineering, mining engineering. So we had electrical engineers also in that program. You are not only with engineers, you are with people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different study backgrounds, and hence you get to learn a lot. For college, I had college mostly 4 days a week. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, except in my final semester where I had a class on Friday also. College was mostly 4 days a week. At Georgia Tech, unlike other US universities, we have to take 4 courses per semester, which is 12 credit hours. So it automatically becomes a lot more tedious than most colleges where you have a requirement of 9 credit hours. So because now you have to take one more subject, you have to have much more work in your semester. Generally, life at Georgia Tech becomes a lot more difficult once the semester approaches the mid mark. So August 22nd is when most fall semester starts, and once it's September 20, it becomes much more tedious, and then it continues the same way till the end of semester. A general day is like, I usually went to college at around 9 a.m. in the morning. I had classes from 10 to about 1 o'clock. Then you generally have lunch, and I had it on campus, and I think most people have lunch on campus. They get their tiffins, or they manage to have something on campus, and there is Indian Govinda type of a tiffin service. So basically they give you all those Indian kind of food. They have different varieties for 7 days of the week, and they will serve you lunch on campus for $7 throughout the week. Some people preferred that, and I also had that for some parts of the day wherein I couldn't carry my lunch. Then once that is done, because mine was a professional course, we had a lot of projects, so we had a lot of meetings throughout. So after that, after 2 o'clock, I usually had meetings till about 6 o'clock, 2 or 3 different group meetings. Then when I started working as a GRA, after 6 o'clock, I had to work as a GRA in the lab for about 3 to 4 hours. In between, you have dinner as well. And then after doing all those activities, once you have everything, you have to work on your assignment. So that was till about 1 or 2 a.m. And then after that, I used to go back home and then sleep, and then come back at 9 o'clock. I think it's a problem. So what happens is the taste of Indian food and US food is very different. You don't get a lot of spices in Indian food, so it's very bland. So initially you will face some problems, but my best advice would be to learn cooking, because then you can cook according to your preferences. Know to cook a lot, and hence it was a bit of a issue for me. But start second semester, I started cooking much more frequently and regularly. Also, when you live with 4 people, make sure that you are living with vegetarians if you are a vegetarian, because what happens is now 4 people will cook, and not only one person or not only 2 or 3 people have to cook. So that makes cooking a much more easier deal for you. So being vegetarian is not a problem, but you need to learn how to cook. So I lived very much on campus. So it was not on campus, but it was very near to campus. What happened was, we had a service called the van service. Even in the late hours, that is starting 6 a.m. 6 p.m. in the evening to 7 a.m. in the morning. That van runs all around campus and then drops you to your required location. So whenever I was late, like about 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. in the morning, you can just call the Stingerette through an app, and the Stingerette comes and picks you up and drops you off to the required location. Sometimes when people don't stay very close to campus, and that is why I mentioned that it's important to stay close to campus but not on campus, Stingerette doesn't drop you to your home itself. It drops you to a near location, but it might still be about 15 minutes walk, and it's not advisable to walk for 15 minutes so much late in Atlanta, because there are mugging incidents happening. Be sure to find something which is close to campus, and if that is not possible, another option is, while traveling through Stingerette or the vans which Georgia Tech provides, there is a safe ride card. So if you pay $2 to them, they will drop you to any location which is close by to the Georgia Tech campus, not only within the campus. So even if you're living a bit far off campus, a 10 to 15 minute walk from campus, they will drop you, provided you pay the $2 fee. So it's not very unsafe, and they have good services.